Yeah, there is the debris, and we can see, we saw with Dale Earnhardt Jr. earlier just what a small piece of debris can do. Watch him as he knows the right rear's flat. He decides to come down pit road. He said, whoops.
He's got no brakes.
I got no brakes.
You don't get in the grass at speed often and not go sideways and over.
Yeah, that's where the right rear blew. And yeehaw.
I don't think that's what he was saying.
What a job, though. I mean, he goes down through the grass, off-road racing about 150 miles an hour.
But there again, probably the second best place for the rear tire to blow. At least you can keep the car straight. If that happened in the corner, he would have had his hands full, even more than he did then.
Tough day for Dale Jr. Lap 21. Cut a right front tire running second. Crew did all that work repairing all that front body. And now it's the rear tire that they've cut down.
And you saw him going down pit road in first gear, adhering to the 55 miles per hour. Let's listen to this pit stop.
Come on, stop it. Clark flat.
And he doesn't have a lot of brakes, so he can't stop it. So
Go, Dale. Go on. Keep going.
Push him back. And the problem here, Benny, is that they know they have a lot of damage. They're going to have to rebuild the right rear quarter panel here, and what they're going to have to do probably is take it back to the garage. That's where their crash cart is. They've kind of run out of parts and pieces up here in the pit stall. They are about as far away as you can get from the garage, because they're in the #1 pit stall here on pit road, and the garage is about half a mile away. So they have a lot of damage to fix. This one's going to take a long time. I think their chances are now done for winning the race. Dave?
Rusty Wallace has gotten 4 tires and fuel, Marty. He wanted them to take a tear off the window, but that requires an extra person. NASCAR said not until lap 100. Bill.
Jerry Nadeau is on pit road. He's getting right side tires. They'll top off with fuel. There was significant discussion among a number of teams. Should we stop? Should we not? The guys that went by first decided to stay out. Then the other guys came in. It's a big cat and mouse game. Nadeau's on his way around Jimmy Johnson down pit road with Benson behind him.
All right, Bill, thanks. Those who stayed on the racetrack: Sterling Marlin, Ricky Rudd, Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, and Matt Kenseth, it looks like, and everybody else has come down pit road. So we'll follow up on what Marlin and Rudd's strategy was by staying on the track here when we come back. The Daytona 500 on NBC. It's been a tough day for favorites to win the Daytona 500. Tony Stewart out with an early engine failure. Dale Earnhardt Jr. cutting a tire at lap 21 while running second, the first of 2 problems he's had today. This is a moment ago on pit road. NASCAR wouldn't let Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car onto the track until they proved to him, the official, that it had brakes.
So he backs up, hits the brakes. Okay, we got brakes. Okay, go ahead. And the official was walking out in front of the car. And now Junior is behind the wall. He's going to the garage area. I wonder what that's all about.
The little fiery attitude there?
No, I'm going to the garage.
Well, we'll follow up. And we'll also look to get a word with Dave Marcus shortly, too. Four drivers did not pit under this caution: Sterling Marlin, Ricky Rudd, Mark Martin, and Jeff Gordon. I said Matt Kenseth did not pit before. He did. He got off pit road first. Let's check in the garage.
Today, the sentimental favorite today was Dave Marcus. Dave, first off, did your problem start with an overheating problem?
Yeah, well, when the race began, we're up in the front pack, and the car was great. It was driving good. It would keep up. And when I looked down at the temperature gauge going down the back straightaway, I was reading 250 degrees. And you can't do that. I mean, these Chevrolet engines are tough, but you can't sit out there and run them 250 and 260 degrees. And so I told the guys I was getting temperature, that I'd back out of the pack a little bit. And I thought maybe that would get some air on the nose and cool it down or blow the paper off. But that didn't happen either. So we continued to try and ride it out. And I kept pumping the accelerator pump, hoping to spray fuel in there and cool the tops of the pistons off. When that caution came out, it was a big break for us. Got in, got the paper off, got back out, did drop the water temperature, but something was wrong. I think we scored a cylinder wrong, just could not get back up to speed.
Thanks for the memories, Dave.
Dave Marcus, wonderful driving career is over. He's fallen out of the Daytona 500. Sterling Marlin is the leader. Next time by, we will be halfway through this race.
Oh, trouble.
Brett Bodine.
We see some damage to the left front of his automobile. Looks like he might have hit the wall with the front of the car.
Looks like he may have a little bit of damage on the left rear quarter panel, too. We can get a replay, see if somebody got into him. Now, Ricky Craven's trying to get his lap back right here. That 32 car, the Tide Ride, he is trying to beat Sterling back.
Nobody behind him to help, though. And Sterling's not giving him a break, which he is not obligated to do.
And we go over this all the time, and I don't think should do.
Fourth caution of the race. Just went back up to speed on the restart, and this happened in turn 1.
Looks like that Kenny Wallace gets in the back of.
Yeah, you know, though, Benny, I saw some smoke from Brett's car before Kenny hit him.
First, yeah, it looked like.
Would that be a shifting point? Let's see.
I don't know.
There we are. Woo!
Right front tire's flat, too, isn't it? Maybe that was the cause. We'll follow up in a moment. Right now, we're back under caution in the Daytona 500.
The 44th Daytona Energy and by Napa by Viagra. Ask your doctor if Viagra is right for you. By Ford Trucks, the official truck of NASCAR is built Ford tough. By Sprint PCS, the clear alternative to cellular. And by Best Buy. For the latest technology, turn on the fun at Best Buy.
Just past the halfway point of the Daytona 500 and under caution for the 4th time after Brett Bodine got bumped and spun around in turn number 2. Matt Yoakum.
And Alan, down here in the Dale Earnhardt Jr. garage here that he used all speed weeks, you can see his Budweiser team is hard at work repairing the suspension to the Bud Chevrolet. In fact, Jr. even got out some tools. He was helping them bang on the fender, and then he got out of the way and let some other guys get underneath there like Tony Eury Jr. But obviously a major, major disappointment for this team. They felt like they had a great shot to win this event. A lot of people picked the 8 car to win. But Junior, you can see in the background, talking to Jeff Clark, the engine tuner, he can still put a smile on this bad luck here today. To Marty.
Well, Matt, it's been a rough day for Jeff Burton on the racetrack and in the pits. Jackman Brian Perry had the car run over by his foot. He is fine. I talked to him. He said it just hurt a lot. He might be broken. They're not quite sure. He was taken to the infield care center to have x-rays done, but they think he's going to be just fine. He said, I feel good. It just hurt a lot when it happened.
hey, Marty, what was that again?
Had a bad day on the track and a bad day on pit road.
And he got and the car got ran over by his foot?
Yeah, well, the car ran over his foot.
Okay.
I wonder why you guys were laughing while I'm talking about some poor guy's broken foot.
Speaking of a bad day on pit road. Hey, by the way, we did ask Dale Earnhardt Jr. to come on camera and speak with us. Matt Yoakum says Dale Earnhardt Jr. refused, said he was not talking right now. I think the quote was, I ain't talking now.
I don't blame him.
Napa Field summary, as we are just past halfway in the Daytona 500. Been a pretty good race. 10 different leaders, 14 lead changes. Michael Waltrip led a lot of the early going. Ken Schrader then led a pretty significant chunk. Sterling Marlin, Matt Kenseth, Kevin Harvick, Jerry Nadeau, Bobby Labonte, Jeff Burton, Kurt Busch, and John Andretti. Others who have led, 2 drivers out of the race. Tony Stewart, one of the early favorites, went out just 2 laps in with an engine failure. Dave Marcus, who went out just moments ago. Sterling Marlin is the leader. Ricky Rudd is second. Mark Martin third. Jeff Gordon fourth. And then Matt Kenseth in fifth, followed by Kurt Busch, Ryan Newman, Robbie Gordon, Ward Burton, and Todd Bodine is up into the top 10. Set to go back on the restart. Lap down cars to the inside. Ricky Craven, Shauna Robinson, Robert Presley. The bubbles over the lead lap cars as we go back racing.
Green flag.
See Ricky Craven having trouble getting his car up to speed. And under NASCAR rules, the guy that on the outside has to cross that start-finish line first.
Craven started 43rd in the race, had pushed his way up into the top 15 in the opening laps, but then got caught a lap down in a series of green flag pit stops. When the caution came out right at the tail end, he wasn't able to get back in front of the leader before the pace car picked up the field. Dodge, Ford, Chevrolet, top four. First Pontiac is Bobby Labonte back in 11th.
Ricky Rudd trying to get a run. He backed up to get a run off turn 2. Can he get enough run on Sterling Marlin? Doesn't look like it. Bill, what's going on with Ricky Rudd? What are they saying in his pit?
They're saying follow the 40, and that was the plan. They talked it over, the two teams, during the caution. They wanted the 28 to stay behind the 40 and then try and break away from the rest of the field. So look for that to continue here. Ricky Rudd, when they get up to speed, just to sit on Sterling's bumper and see who will follow them and try and break away from the pack behind them.
Because wasn't it Dale Jarrett that was talking right at the, was it Dale or Ricky Rudd, said they weren't sure how their cars would lead the pack, that they were good behind the car, but they didn't think their cars were strong enough to lead the pack.
And I was just thinking, 3 Fords have led today, but only one when it wasn't in that exchange of green flag pit stops, and that was Matt Kenseth, and he only led a couple of laps. So they have not been out in front under full green conditions yet.
And that white car on the front, on the bottom of the racetrack in front of Rusty Wallace is Robert Presley.
Lap down in 35th spot. Matt Kenseth. How about Matt Yoakum? One of those Matts.
Well, it's one of the Matts, Alan. And down here in the junior garage, they have fixed the 8 car. And Tony Uri Jr., the car chief, what was all the damage?
Well, the first thing, we had a tire blowout today. I don't know what caused that. I mean, we haven't got anything really that ain't normal, but then the second time he went through the grass, something snapped in the rear, and I think the right rear tire blowed that time for some odd reason. And the first one we cut something, that one I don't know. They jerked the brake caliper off of the housing. And NASCAR got some kind of strange rule where if you don't have brakes, you can't run. Well, the car had brakes, and I was trying to prove to the official, but he's kind of stubborn anyway. So we'll just go back out there and get normal points and go on to Rockingham. And hopefully we'll have a better time at Rockingham we did last year.
Well, they just bled the brakes, and he's getting ready to back the 8 car out of the garage area, Alan.
All right, Matt. Dale Earnhardt Jr. right now 6 laps down, make it 7, back in 39th spot.
Yeah, I hope Junior has a better time at Rockingham than he had last year. If I'm about the 4th or 5th lap, he hit the turn 3 wall at Rockingham last year.
Michael Waltrip trying to pick his way back up through traffic. Led a bunch earlier. Michael in 10th spot, 9th, gaining, pushing Rusty Wallace past Robbie Gordon. Gap to leader Sterling Marlin for Michael Waltrip. Well, we know one thing's for certain. It will not be a 3rd straight Michael Waltrip, Dale Earnhardt Jr. 1-2 finish at Daytona.
And we saw Michael go down, the speed go up to 190 miles per hour going down in turn 1. And look how quickly it goes down to